A massive AT&T outage today causes 74,000 people to wake up without cell phone service, but guess what? Our ham radios are still working just fine. This is James, Kilo November 4, November Echo Hotel with Ham Radio Prep to talk about communication outages and what this means for the US, the world, ham radio operators, and most importantly, you and your family.
KN4NEH, this is N4. I hear you loud and clear. You know what? I bumped into Jack a few minutes ago. Let me see if we...
Now, this is breaking news, so we don't have all the details yet, but over 74,000 people appear to have woken up without any cell phone service at all, according to Down Detector. From those of us in the ham radio community, I can say this is another perfect example of why you need ham radio and why you shouldn't leave your family's communications in the hands of private companies or other infrastructure. As of shooting this video on February 22nd, 2024, the outage is still underway. This is a big moment for us all to recognize that communications blackouts happen very regularly and you need a backup plan in place. In this case, it appears to be caused by some sort of software issue, although the story is breaking and it's still developing, so we don't have the full details yet. But it is important to call out this is not the first communication blackout. It's not even the only communication blackout that's happening right now. Right now in the war in Israel, for example, there's areas of the Middle East that have gone a week or more without any cell phone or internet service. You may remember in 2003 when a massive power outage caused blackouts throughout most of Ontario and the Midwest United States, spanning about 24,000 square kilometers. And the same thing happens all the time with natural disasters, hurricanes, Hurricane Maria in 2017 that wiped out almost all communication systems across Puerto Rico, again, except for ham radio. I talk about ham radio a lot, obviously, and the reason why ham radio is the best choice for communications, emergency communications in particular, is because it allows you to communicate worldwide without the internet, without cell phone service. It's just direct radio to radio communication. I can sit on my back porch with a battery, a wire antenna, and communicate across all 50 states and even internationally. And don't fall for the fake walkie-talkies you see online that are actually using cell phone networks, because if the network fails, those fake walkie-talkie products are going to fail also. Ham radio is the only service that has the power and flexibility to keep you in contact with your family and community without reliance on the grid, private companies, and there's over 750 hams forming a network around the US, around 3 million around the globe. So my point here is not that you should be living in fear, or even that I think this is gonna happen to you anytime soon. We don't know that. But with everything happening in the world right now, even our own senators are recognizing how important amateur radio is for the United States infrastructure in getting ham radio operators trained and on the air. Right now, there is a bill that has been proposed by Senator Roger Wicker from Mississippi and Senator Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut called the Amateur Radio Emergency Preparedness Act of 2024. And this bill is built to ensure amateur radio operators have the right to put up antennas and deliver life-saving communications without being restricted by an HOA. So, here are a few things you can do. If you don't have your ham radio license yet, get your ham radio license. It only takes a couple hours and you don't want to wait until an emergency to start learning to use your ham radio. Get licensed, get on the air, and get some operating experience. Secondly, write your senator to support the Amateur Radio Emergency Preparedness Act of 2024, and let's fight for our ability to communicate and save lives in any emergency situation. This is James, Kilo November 4, November Echo Hotel with Ham Radio Prep saying 73, and we hope to hear you on the air soon.